Hello, everybody, and welcome to Steinel America's Introduction to OEM Sensors micro webinar. Today we have our General Manager, Sean Lafferty, and our National Accounts Manager, Chester Dilday, presenting. And we have some technical staff as well. Our Product Manager, Thurston Selby, will be with us to answer any questions, as well as Andrea Lochner. If you have any questions, please put it in the chat window or the questions window, and we will answer any questions you have today. Thank you. Sean.
All right. Thank you very much, Jennifer. Okay, today's topic is a little bit different than some of the other micro webinars that we've been hosting lately. This one's really targeted more at the OEM market. As we roll out the DCS and we start penetrating in the digital segment, we're moving up from the standalone controls world to the digital world. And where we're looking to go from here now is also to be able to do fixture integrated solutions. So for those of you who are reps on this call, give some thought to some of the manufacturers in your portfolio and where it might make sense for us to, foster a relationship and put together a good solution. And for the manufacturers on this call, this is really meant to be an introduction for you to Steinel. We haven't really been focused on the OEM market for the last couple of years. So you'll see a few things that we currently have available that are, in the U.S. market today. You'll also see some things that we're launching in other markets, and we're going to be collecting some ideas about where you think we need to take our portfolio forward from here. So a little brief background on the company. We are branded as the Inventors Company. You can see our new logo up there on the upper right corner with the two circles, the small circle turning into a larger circle. And that represents going from idea to product or solution, or acorn to oak tree, as the analogy. And so this is really an acorn discussion today. We're really talking about the beginning of Steinel America's OEM solution. So, when you think about Steinel, and as you see some of the slides that Jess can walk you through, we try to think outside the box. We are always looking at products out in the marketplace and trying to find better ways to make them just a little bit better. And that's where we develop, what we like to think of as value add features that don't really cost extra. And I think you'll see some things here today that are a little different. And that's what comes to what we'd like to say is a smarter solution, right? So we're always looking to innovate, lots of little things. Second thing you should know about us is the quality of our products. We manufacture everything in Europe. We make our own plastics in Leipzig. We do our own circuit boards in Switzerland, and we do final assemblies in Romania and Moldova. So we are always focused on making sure that everything we manufacture is of the highest quality. We test everything before it goes to the box. We test it on equipment that we design and develop to ensure that it performs exactly to the level of the cut sheets. So it does what it says it's going to do, which in our industry is unfortunately not as common as it should be. But we take great pride in making sure that our products are of the highest quality. And we know that when product arrives to the customer, that it's working and it does what it says it's supposed to do. Lastly, the easy to install and commission, that's something that we'd love to work more closely with you guys, and you can decide for yourselves. But we always are looking for little innovations just to make things just a little bit easier to use. And as far as commissioning, we've got some really nice options you'll see in a minute. Finally, it's outstanding service and value. We are here for you at every step of the way. Those folks on the call who maybe have done business with us in the past will know. We are very diligent about providing technical support in the early stages of solution development. We're focused on superior service. When an order comes in, we get it shipped out right away. We maintain sufficient levels of stock in Bloomington. Our world-class supply chain is constantly replenishing, and of course on the back end, technical support and service at commissioning. So we are here at every step of the way, and we take great pride in being easy to do business with. So with that, I'll turn it over to Chester, who's going to walk you through some products. But before I do, just a quick shout out to Travis Labe. Really appreciate all of his help in helping us get this material together and really get our thoughts together around this segment. So with that, Chester, why don't you take it away here?
All right, Sean, thank you so much for that introduction. And to begin with, I would just like to extend a very thankfulness for all of our vets that are currently serving in the armed forces and those that have served in the past. It is Veterans Day, and really appreciate everybody's service to that point, and also echo Sean's input on Travis. Been a lot of help. So what we'd like to do at this point is just kind of take you through what Steinel is doing here in the Americas today. Our main current business model is really a standalone analog-based sensor technology that is really designed to keep people in code compliance for new construction and major rebuilds. So everybody's probably very familiar with the standard type of sensors, power packs. We have a lot of unique differentiations in our coverage patterns, our number of detection points that we have, like the sensor down in the very bottom corner. That one actually has 4,800 individual detection zones compared to a lot of the competitors, less than 100. So a lot of really major advantages in that marketplace. But as we're seeing, as codes continue to evolve and get more stringent, things that the analog world was able to accomplish really just aren't economically feasible in this day and age. So what we've done is we've recently released a new product, and that is our digital platform called our DCS. And this platform allows for 3 individual zone controls, including individual dimming in all 3 zones. Lots of long features and everything. Don't have 30 minutes to go over that in this micro webinar, but this system is all based on a 2-wire communication bus. So each of the sensors and wall switches and everything actually tie back to the controller on that bus. It's non-polarity, so it's super easy to install, all programmable through a smartphone app. So we've really ventured out of the analog into the digital world with the release of our DCS. Where we're at now is looking at the next potential marketplace here in the U.S. That we've identified, and that would be working with the OEMs to integrate Steinel sensors into fixtures. We could have a long debate on the advantages and disadvantages of having a sensor in every single fixture. With the DLC requirements, all the incentives that are available in certain parts of the country. There's a lot of pros and cons on all sides. But as we understand today, there's a lot of fixture integration that is going on. And we do have some current products that are available, not only here, but over in Europe. And we are developing more. And our main goal of our presentation today is to get some feedback from the U.S. marketplace on what is really needed in regards to a sensor in a fixture. And what you see on the screen right now is kind of what we've identified as the 3 major types of sensor technologies that are out there that are integrated today. And also these can be actually subdivided into one more, which is indoor and outdoor. So in looking at this particular chart, you will see that we've identified one category as standalone, and that can come in, PRR microwave are the 2 major components that we see here in the U.S. today. Standalone applications obviously aren't wireless, so we've identified a lot of the main categories that we see that are in each of the 3 main areas. The biggest difference between standalone and smart is basically the ability to do dimming and be able to actually program that sensor without actually accessing it in the feature, whether it's through a handheld remote or some type of app on the phone, just a way of being able to program that without actually touching the physical sensor are the main differences we see between standalone and smart. And the next step, and what we see now, is the majority of the mainstream sensors that are being integrated into, especially interior fixtures, are the smart variety. So they can do 0 to 10 volt dimming. They can be programmed with a handheld once they're put in, and they have a lot of the basic functionalities that are needed. Standalone, we see those, in a lot of like stairwell applications, kind of the one-offs, not the main part of any projects, but still, there are areas that have fixtures that basically just need on-off control, or potentially high, low, and off control, and not being able to communicate with those or provide dimming in that matter. So there is still a segment of those being used today. And a lot of that is also with high bays applications that we see, that basic standalone application still being utilized here in the U.S. Where we see the future is in the networked / wireless, the Internet of Things type of approach. And that's actually moving from the smart over to a wireless type of sensor that can communicate via a mesh type of network. Bluetooth seems to be the predominant one that's gaining more and more traction, especially with the ease of being able to integrate smartphones and other applications with that, and all the advanced features that go along with that particular technology. So one of the items that we were looking at doing as part of this micro webinar is, once it's completed, we will be sending out a note with a link to a survey that would really love to get as many people's feedback as possible on what type of sensor is needed today in the marketplace. There'll be selections for the different variables there. And what do you see is going to be needed and down the road here in the future. So we'll get that out and really appreciate everybody taking the time to complete that and send it back, so we can make sure that, as Shauna mentioned earlier, that we are actually designing the sensors that are most usable here in the U.S. marketplace.
All right, first question. They say you can program with a phone app. Do you need special hardware needed on the KNX line to talk to the devices?
Okay, I think I can handle this. Steinel does have a lot of technology, especially over in Europe, that is KNX based. That is a communication protocol that is utilized. As far as fixture integrated sensors, we're not looking at integrating KNX at this point in time that I am aware of. A lot of the like the digital platform sensors and others that we have, Steinel has those in KNX and everything. But as far as needing special hardware, I am not aware of that. Thurston and Andrea, could you comment on that?
Yeah, with regard to the fixture integrated controls, at least here in the U.S. currently, we're not approaching the KNX version of this. And yes, there are additional controls that can be integrated in with some of the KNX products, but that's not our focus today with regard to the fixture integrated system.
Today, we actually do have a small portfolio of products here in the U.S. That are available for OEM usage. And to start with, would be our high bay sensors. Again, these are definitely in the standalone category. They are not smart. They're definitely not IoT. But a couple of items that customers have really appreciated with the Steinel high bay sensors, besides the extra switching zones that they have, 1416 versus, typically in a starburst pattern for some of our competitors is less than 100. These, you can't sneak up on them very easily at all. And we publish mounting heights all the way up to 45 feet. I've had customers that have actually gone a little above that without any problems at all. And they come in two configurations, one being a aisle sensor that you can actually get aisle way coverage up to 100 feet, and also a 360 version that allows a 60-foot coverage pattern for the 360-degree sensor that we have. So these are line voltage. We do have those for our Canadian friends that might be on the line. We do have those in 480 volts, so we can help north of the border there. And we also have that these in a IP65 wet location rated configuration also, if that is needed. So seeing quite a bit of interest still in these in the U.S. Especially for warehouse applications where dimming is not needed, and truly just on-off control is what is required by code and by spec. It's an awesome sensor for that. The other item that we provide besides the actual hardware is if a customer needs assistance in determining how many where coverage patterns, we also can assist with doing layouts. Here's just an example of what a corridor layout would look like with the 200 series aisle sensors. And we do have some accessories like our end cap that actually can go onto the sensor to make sure that the sensor is not picking up forklifts and other movements that are outside the aisle, and will only turn on when something is actually inside that area that's needed. So that is another service besides the hardware that Steinel is happy to provide. The other OEM sensor that we have here in the U.S. today is our microwave sensor. It's called our HF LIM 2. We see quite a few orders every month for these. Nothing real fancy about this sensor. Again, line voltage, on-off type of control. Has good reach, being microwave. A lot of people have used these in stairwell applications and other where there might be barriers that prevent a PRR from seeing movement to activate the light. So these are available and UL listed today. Very small. And the nice thing about the microwave, it can fit under the lens. So you can't even see it outside of the actual fixture, which your architects love, not having to be able to see sensors in particular buildings and everything. So we do have those available today, and they're all UL listed. Now, what we have over in Europe is some similar technology, but it's a little more advanced. These are more towards the smart category versus the standalone. We do have these microwave sensors that you see here, our MB series line, and they are programmable via a handheld remote, which is one of the categories that makes it smart. And with the Dali version, using a Dali driver and everything, then you also have the ability to do the dimming capability with that particular sensor. So the COM1 version doesn't have that because it doesn't actually have 0 to 10 volt purple and gray wires coming out of it today. But the Dali version does allow for that dimming control to happen. And we have two types of remotes for that, the programmer remote for the Dali version, and there's a user remote that can sit at a person's desk, teacher's desk, or anything like that, that would allow for on-off and dimming to occur with the Dali sensors. So these are available today. The ones without the dome on it are really designed for like water faucets and everything, where very close proximity is needed to detect motion. And the ones with the domes are for the larger reaches, which are used in fixtures over in Europe. So, like I said, these are available today. They're CE listed, but they're not UL listed. But if there was an interest or a need, this is something that we potentially could bring to the U.S. Fairly quickly in the capacities that they're in today. We just need to submit them to UL for approval. Where our team over in Europe is going is more towards the networked wireless solution, the IoT versions, and that is with our net variety of sensors that we'll be launching early in 2021. These will include everything from a high bay version, which will be in the same type of configuration that we spoke about earlier, a 360-degree, and also an aisle version. We will also have a PIR. This sensor is extremely small, about 2 inches long is all it is. But being PIR, obviously the lens would have to be exposed so it can detect motion and everything. But extremely small. And we'll also have a microwave sensor, similar to what we have today, but it will also be a wireless a BLE mesh type. And since the Steinel sensors have quite a bit more coverage area than a lot of our competitors, we're going to actually have a net module that would allow for some creative laying out, where you could actually only put sensors in a certain number of fixtures, and you could put the satellite net in the others and still be able to control those without incurring the extra cost of the full sensor. So that is where we're looking at moving to, similar to how we progressed from the analog to the digital world with our standard control package. We're looking to do the same thing with our fixture integrated sensor package and everything with that particular lineup. So that is what is being developed and is close to being released over in Europe right now.
And Chester, we have a question. What is the distance for the mesh?
The distance should be not more than 20 meters.
And that would be from sensor to sensor, correct?
Yeah. Between a Bluetooth model to Bluetooth model, it should be not more than 20 meters.
Correct. And this is a Bluetooth mesh configuration also, similar to Zigbee and other mesh technologies. So if for some reason a sensor was to fall out of the mesh for whatever reason, somebody hits it with a bat or who knows what, then the mesh would heal itself and basically find the next Bluetooth device to be able to communicate with. So to conclude, just wanted to again emphasize that we're taking a very strong and serious look, and done quite a bit of research and making a determination that this is a very promising marketplace that Steinel feels that we could help the U.S. marketplace in. But again, we want to make sure that what we do bring over and or design for the U.S. marketplace is exactly what's needed. We know there's a lot of options out there. There's always positive and negatives about everything, but we see this as a great opportunity to bring some smart technology and some IoT technology over from our European counterparts to the U.S. to help us out here and make it much easier to comply with codes. And really one of the big things that we see is the complexity of site installations continues to get more and more complex each and every day, especially as the codes get more stringent and everything. Going out doing commissioning. The dream would be able to do it remotely. We wouldn't have to be on site, but for those that have been in the field, we all know how that works. There's always items that come up. So one of our main goals is to make this as simple as possible, and having sensors in fixtures really can make the installation much less complicated over the long run, and potentially save money. So looking forward to getting that information out to everybody. Looking forward to your feedback and helping us to really pinpoint exactly what type of sensor, what technology is needed, so we can actually design that. That way it can go into, as you can see in the charts here, whatever fixture that you might have that needs that type of technology. We use your light with the Steinel sensor, and now we've got a very intelligent type of fixture that meets all the code compliance and makes it easier for the end users. So that's kind of our goal. And I know that we're getting close. Our goal for our micro webinars is to always keep these at 30 minutes or less. Just wanted to say thank you again for everybody that's attending. Jennifer will get this and the other information out. My contact information is on the screen right now. If anybody has any other questions or would like to reach out to me, please don't hesitate, and I'll be happy to help out.
All right, thanks, Chester. Yeah, so once again, as Chester said, thanks everybody for your time. We're always available for a follow-up if you'd like a deeper dive on what we're doing or a longer discussion. Want to provide feedback, ask more questions. Just feel free to reach out to Chester or any of the contact information here for Steinel America. As Chester said, this is a really exciting new opportunity for us to go beyond the standalone and the digital network controls and now tie it all together with a fixture integrated solution. So we're really looking forward to bringing this out to the market, and appreciate everybody's input, support, and time and attention today. Thanks, everyone. Stay safe.